Welcome to the Blacklist. We're getting ready to do the pre-show for Blackout. Um, I'm a little rusty, haven't done this in a while, and the mechanisms for going live are a little bit different now because it doesn't really show you who's in the podcast and who just joined like it used to do in the other ones. Okay, so we got Lance. I can see you're here. Welcome to the Blackout pre-show. Hopefully, let's see. I don't know how to add people on this one. If you could add a few people for me, Lance, or share, or whatever we need to do to get some people in here so we can get this thing started. I don't want to take up too much time, and I definitely don't want to run overtime and delay the show or anything like that. I believe the show is going to kick off at about 6 o'clock. But I definitely want to recap Bloodlust real quick. Want to go over Blackout match cards and want to do these top 25 power rankings as well. And we'd like to have as many eyes and ears as possible, especially before we get to the power rankings, because I'm sure everyone wants to know where they stand in the power rankings. So, okay, I appreciate you inviting a few people. I tell you what, I'm not sure who all is here or who's listening right now, but for those who did not watch Bloodlust, and it's no secret that I'm not that big of a fan of Bloodlust or whatnot, but this Friday they had an awesome show, and the power rankings changed a lot from what I've been told. Anyhow, after Bloodlust, there were a lot of big wins, a lot of big losses, but we'll talk about that once we get to the power rankings. Welcome to the podcast, Dennis Miles. Raymond, I'm not sure who that is. Raymond, if you could give me your character's name? I believe it's Hollywood Dragon. Am I correct? Because if it is, I have something specifically I want to address with you as well. I could be wrong, but I'm not wrong too often. And we're gonna get started here shortly. Who's that? Savio's here? What the hell? Savio, where you been, man? Nice to see you're still kicking, man. That's fine, Dennis. Your joke was gonna flop either way, so it doesn't matter. I wish I had a tomato. I'd throw it in your face because your jokes suck worse than your wrestling. But that's a different story for a different time. Anyhow, I'm hoping to get a representative from the board of directors in here soon, or whatever the case may be, so we can get started with this podcast. Okay, I do apologize, Raymond, but we'll be sure to get you taken care of as soon as possible. And I hope you do enjoy the podcast. By the way, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but Blackout is tonight. And first of all, let me introduce myself for those who are not aware of who I am. My name is James Black. I am the World Heavyweight Champion of Takedown. And I'm going to go ahead and get started here with the podcast. I'm not sure what's taking the rest of the league so long to join here, but like I said, I don't want to go over in time. So I'm going to start with the recap of Bloodlust. Bloodlust show opened up with a promo from Jason Thomas, and shortly after that came the world champion Darius Carter, or the extreme heavyweight champion. I'm sorry, out came Darius Carter, and followed by him, out came Franchise, followed by him, Donnie Brown, and they're all claiming that they should be the number one contender or should be the champion or having a shot at the title. That being said, out comes President Matt 8-Star and makes a fatal four-way for the extreme heavyweight heavyweight title. Again, in this match was Jason Thomas, Darius Carter, Donnie Brown, and Franchise. Um, it does. You know what, Jerome? It's fine. Let him promote whatever he wants to promote. You can promote your company, whatever the case may be. Hey, this is the Blacklist. We do things a little bit differently. If you want to shout out your company, go right ahead. I don't have an issue with that, because at the end of the day, the thing that what we want to do, we want to change E-Fed wrestling completely, and the objective is to get us on the mat, on the map. Anyhow, back to this recap here. Jason Thomas, Darius Carter, Donnie Brown, um, Franchise. Not sure if you guys can see me. I have a call coming in. I'll have to get back to that one. Okay, I do apologize for that, guys. Jason Thomas, Darius Carter, Donnie Brown, the Franchise. All of these guys were staking claim that they should be or deserve to be Extreme Heavyweight Champion. To my surprise, and this is not a shot at Jason Thomas, but to my surprise, Jason Thomas won this match. I know more than anyone else that he's a phenomenal athlete, being that we used to be running mates in the Steel stable. But for some reason, it was still just shocking to me to see him come out on top in this match. So congratulations to Jason Thomas. And you know what? The most impressive thing about this match to me, was that he didn't just win the match, but he pinned the champion in this match, which was very impressive. Now, moving on, follow-up match was The Order versus The Darkness. I don't know much about The Darkness. It's a new faction. They faced The Order, and the Darkness got the win here. Next match was a 6 ladies tag match. It was Harper, Blair, Jen, Redhead, Beth Hills versus Nicole, Bella, and May. And Nicole was able to get this win here for the team of Nicole, Bella, and May. So congratulations on that win as well. Up next was a highly anticipated match. I will say that this is actually one of the matches I was looking forward to myself, although I'm not a fan of Bloodlust. But the match that preceded the women's match was Red versus Jeroen in a table match. I have been in the ring with both of these guys. Both of them are newcomers. Both of them are relatively rookies. It was a hell of a match. You know, I personally think this match might have been the match of the night, in my opinion. Jeroen was able to get the win with a T-bone suplex through the table. Now, this is not a shot at anybody in this match. Jeroen and I have had our differences, and at times I feel that we still do have our differences. Everyone on the planet knows that me and Courtney, I refuse to call him a king, but everyone on the planet knows that me and Courtney do not see eye to eye. But I will say this, and again, this is not a shot at anyone, but I was actually surprised to see Jeroen get the win in this match. Not a shot. I know, it's easy. Jeroen has a short fuse there. I understand that. But again, it's not a shot at you. But I thought with it being established that the Red Army is backing Courtney, it's just amazing to me for those guys to sit in the back and let him lose such a high-profile match. That's just my personal opinion. Moving along, up next, the match following that was Jamar versus Hollywood Dragon. And in the most impressive feat of the night to me, I'm not a fan of Jamar at all. I don't know much about Hollywood Dragon, but the thing that impressed me the most on Friday night, if you blink, you miss this match, because Hollywood Dragon was able to beat Jamar, who is no slouch, in 11 seconds. I'll say that again in case you didn't hear me, and I believe that is the new record. I know Savage formerly held this record, but I believe that this record, and if there's any member here from the board of directors, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that Hollywood Dragon holds the record now for the shortest match in 3-dub history. This defeated and pinned Jamar within 11 seconds. The next match was Silver Star. It's a triple threat cage match. Silver Star versus Chino versus Azrael. You're very welcome, Jordan. Again, this is a shocker to me with Alex Silverstar winning this match. He seemed to be the outdog or the underdog because you have Azrael, who is the champion. You have Chino, who has been on a meteoric rise. I don't know what's gotten into Chino, but he seems to me to be a completely different person. And then you have Alex Silverstar, who is relatively a rookie. My money was on Chino in this one. I'm not going to lie. My money was on Chino in this one. Chino managed to pull, Alex Silverstar managed to pull out the victory in this one, so kudos to him. The main event is Team Extreme versus the Bearded Revival in a 6-man tag match. In this match, Team Extreme got the win. Granted, there was a distraction from the Red Army. Bearded Revival may use that and say, well, we were distracted. However, I don't think they will, because I've come accustomed to Bearded Revival. They don't make very many excuses. They just take the plate however it's served to them, and they make the best of it. But I do believe that and this is not a shot at anybody, I hate the fact that I have to say that, but we have a lot of sensitive people in the league now, so I have to say this. Welcome, Mr. Dixon, Fireheart, to the podcast. So I have to say that. There are a lot of sensitive people here now, so I have to say this is not a shot. Anyhow, I'll say it again. This is not a shot at Team Extreme. But I do believe that if there was no distraction, I do believe that Bearded Revival would have won that match. I do know that I still can't comprehend how they managed to lose the titles to the Agents of Protection. But in my opinion, Bearded Revival, they are still the best tag team in 3-Dub. And they have an opportunity tonight to prove me right or to prove me wrong, because I do believe, yes, they do have a match against the Agents again tonight. So they have the opportunity to prove me right or to prove me wrong. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead here and go over the Blackout card. And I'd like to get you guys' opinions on who you think are going to win some of these matches, whether it be by likes or whether it be by comments. I'll go over them slowly because I know sometimes there's a delay. But I really would like to get you guys' opinion on who you think are going to win these matches. The first match of the night is going to be Juice James versus Brandon Dixon in a Hell in a Cell match. And I would like to know who you guys are going to think are going to win this match. And I've voiced my opinion on who I think is going to win this match. Juice James versus Brandon Dixon, Hell in a Cell match. And the winner of this match gets a title shot at Gold Rush, which is the next pay-per-view next month. So, if you guys don't mind, who do you think is going to win this match, Juice James or Brandon Dixon? Personally, I've been in the ring with both of these guys, and I have to give the nod to Brandon Dixon on this one. The last time I do appreciate that 11.3 seconds is the new record for the Hollywood Dragon has taken in the shortest match, or the quickest win. I'll say that, not necessarily the shortest match. But anyhow, Juice James versus Brandon Dixon, Hell in a Cell. I have to go with Brandon Dixon. As I said before, I've been in the ring with both of these guys, and although I was able to get the win over Brandon Dixon, I was unable to, hang on a second, guys. I have a message coming in here. Okay. I was unable to get the win over Juice James. I did face Brandon Dixon. However, I have to give the nod to Brandon Dixon because last time I stepped in the ring with this guy, I damn near got powerbombed through a car. And this is one of those matches that, not necessarily that I didn't think I was going to win, but I didn't think I was going to make it out of that match. So I got to give the nod to Brandon Dixon in this one. Next match on the card, excuse me here. I'm going to take a sip of this drink, which is provided by Franchise, since he is the Burger King. It's good stuff. Next match on the card is Athena versus Sandy. This is a tough one. I've looked at the match card. There's only one match that I can't really give a winner to, or I can't really decide on the winner. But this match here is a little tough one too, because Athena, as we all know, is a very rough and tough competitor. Sandy Stars is one of the most classiest women in the game. But to choose a winner here on the fly, I'll have to go with Sandy Stars. The reason why? Because one thing that I've learned is that there is strength in numbers. And Sandy has the Bearded Revival backing her and all those guys. So I got to give the nod to Sandy Stars in this one. Up next is Austin Eric and Dennis Miles for the European Championship. Both of these guys, in my opinion, are awesome competitors. And I believe that they will be big in the future of this company. They'd argue and say that they're big presently. Hey, to each its own. But in this match here, I'd have to give the nod. First of all, I'm not hearing you guys' input here. I want to see what you guys think as well now. So we still have Athena and Sandy. I'd like to know what you guys think there as well. But on here I have Austin versus Dennis. This nod here I'd have to give to Dennis Miles. Okay, Jeron's with me on that one. Now, the only reason why I'm saying Dennis Miles in this particular matchup, I'm not sure if you guys watched, I believe it was Superstar Showcase, when this man beat the Disciples of Darkness. This was a 3-on-1 handicap match. And this one guy beat these other three. And that was it. So it's hard for me to see Dennis Miles losing this match against Austin Eric. Again, I hate that I have to say this, but this is not a knock against anybody. Austin Eric is a very fierce competitor who's completely turned his resume around. I'm a fan of Austin Eric. Dennis Miles has grown on me a little bit. I'm a fan of big guys who know how to take care of business, and Dennis Miles has proven himself to be able to do that. I'm a fan of both of these guys, but I have to give the nod to Dennis simply because he's on that wave from just winning a 3-against-1 match. The next match I have here is Red Army versus the Darkness. So before I comment, who do you guys think is going to win this match? Red Army versus the Darkness. Let's draw on his saying, I've been in the ring with Dennis multiple times. He's a beast, and he's a future world champion. Yeah, he's a future world champion if he goes to Friday nights. But as long as I'm on Friday nights, there will not be another world champion. But you know what? This is not about me. Let's keep going. Red Army versus Darkness. Who do you guys think is going to take this one? Man, this is a tough one. But you know what? I'm not going to be biased here. And I want to make this clear. I was a fan of wrestling. I was a fan of 3-Dub before I actually became a competitor. So I have to call it down the line here. As much as I am not a fan of the Red Army, I do believe that they're going to take this match. As I said before, there's strength in numbers. With these guys stand side by side, there's not very many people that can go toe-to-toe with them. I'm not a fan of the Red Army. I'm not a fan of the Darkness. But I got to give the nod to Red Army in this one. And I'll go on record in saying this. Courtney and I, we don't see eye to eye on very many things at all. But this guy has given people something to watch on Friday nights. He's brought in Code Red. He's brought in Rose Red. And although I'm not a fan of him, I'm a fan of what he's doing. So I have to give the nod to Red Army in this one here. Next match I have is Beth versus Bella. Picking a winner in this one is not hard at all. I mean, clearly I picked Bella. This is my opinion. I would like to know you guys' opinion as well. But I personally don't believe that there's any one woman, any one female in 3Dub who is even close to Bella Roberts' level of talent, close to her level of success. So in this one, I have to give the nod to Bella Roberts. To me, that's about the easiest one here. Not a shot at Beth or Bearded Revival or whoever she's with, but she just doesn't compare to Bella. That's just my opinion. Next match I have is a triple threat match for the international title. Okay, Brandon says he has Beth. I can dig it. Next match I have is a triple threat match for the international title. BQ versus Splinter versus Marco. This is the one match that is on the card that it's probably harder for me to pick a winner for this match than anyone. Mainly because I don't know two of the competitors. I don't know anything about BQ. I know he won a couple of hard-fought matches to really somewhat thrust himself in the spotlight over the last month or so. Splinter came out of nowhere. He came out of the audience while we were in Australia, and I guess he managed to beat a few people to put himself in this match. I don't know much about him, so it's hard to say. And then you have Marco, who has completely turned around his resume as well, being the international champion. But this is a match that I honestly cannot pick a winner in this match. I can pick a favorite. Marco is my favorite, but I don't know who's going to win this match, quite honestly. Yeah, that's a tough one for me to choose. So let's move on here. The next match I have, and I don't even know how this match came about, but it's almost comical to read this. The next match I have is Tony Mercer versus Chris Taylor, the Horseman. The winner of this, and somehow Tony Mercer has convinced Chris Taylor to put his money in a bank briefcase, his guaranteed money briefcase on the line here. So I don't know how Mercer convinced Chris to put his briefcase on the line, but who do you guys think is going to win this match? If anyone says anybody other than Chris, I'm coming through the screen. I'm going to slap you. Hands down, Chris Taylor is going to win this match. I believe that this is a match that he's going to use to regain some traction, to regain his focus. We haven't heard or seen much of Chris. I don't even think he's in the power rankings here. But I believe that Chris is going to use this match. Whoa. Jerome, you're actually going with Tony Mercer in this match? Brandon Dixon, whoa. Wait, do you guys know something that I don't know? For you guys to choose Mercer over Chris Taylor? Now, I've been in the ring with Chris Taylor also, and he's given me one of the hardest fought matches that I've ever had. I've been in the ring with Mercer, and I stomped the living hell out of Mercer because that's what he is. He's just a piece of trash. So I stomped him like the piece of trash that he is. But how on God's green earth do you guys choose Mercer over Chris? And I'm gonna put the brakes on here because I like to get your opinion here. Mercer is the greatest of all time. Right. The greatest what of all time? The greatest piece of trash of all time? Is that what you're saying? Because I can agree with you on that one. Now, Brandon Dixon, if you don't mind, I'd like to get your opinion here as well on why you think that Mercer is going to win this match. Let me check our time here too. Okay, it's currently 5 o'clock. The show is going to kick off at 6. So once we get done with the match card here, I'm going to hit the top 25 power rankings, and I'm going to go get ready for the show. But Brandon Dixon, if you hear whoever, see the thing is I can't see who the other people are here. But if you're here, I'd like to hear your opinion as well on why you think Mercer's going to win this match, or if you think Mercer's going to win this match. I've been against Chris too, but I think he has lost his fire. Okay, now that I can respect that. Like I said, we haven't seen him or heard from him in a while, but you got to remember, this is a a ladder match where the briefcase will be hanging from the top of the ring, meaning that there is no DQ, meaning that Chris Taylor has this giant lurking around who basically can just do whatever he wants to do, and there's no repercussions for it. But that's a different story for a different time. Mercer versus Chris for the guaranteed money briefcase, and looks like the majority of people are going with Mercer here, which is hard for me to believe. I'm going with Chris Taylor. Next match, Bearded Revival versus the Agents. I believe that everyone is going to agree with me when I say that Bearded Revival regains their tag team championships for tonight, or on tonight anyhow. I don't know how they lost to these guys in the first place. I try to respect everyone, and I don't try. I'm not gonna lie. I don't try to respect everyone here because everyone here doesn't deserve respect. I try to respect all of the champions because I know that it's hard to get there. I know that it's even harder to stay there. But that being said, the Agents of Protections are undisputed tag team champions. These guys are the most undisputed pieces of trash that I've ever seen in this league, bar none. I mean, they're like worse than Mercer type trash. They're worse than Matt Madison type trash. So it baffles me that the Bearded Revival, who I say are the greatest tag team in 3-Dub, are gonna, I can't see how in the first place how they lost to the Agents in the first place. But I gotta go with Bearded Revival here. There's no way around it. I gotta go with Bearded Revival here. They are going to regain the undisputed tag team championships tonight. That's just me voicing my opinion. You guys are more than welcome to do the same. And in the main event, me versus I don't know. But let me say this. I've defended this title against everybody who's stuck their hand up and said they wanted a title shot. A lot of people, they complain about tactics, or they complain about the way that I win, or whatever the case may be. But the fact of the matter is, I won. There's no way of getting around it. We know the saying, to be the man, you got to be the man, blah, 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 blah. We know that. And I've given everyone an opportunity to be the man. Everyone who's wanted to step up, I've given them an opportunity. Oh, so Prince Red is here. They're sitting in the back, reading the comments, but don't have the balls to stand up and say anything. Not surprised. Moving along, I defended this. And as a matter of fact, Prince Red, weren't you in one of those matches? I even gave you a shot. I even gave Courtney, your boss, I gave him a shot too. But, no one seems to give me the credit that I deserve for being one of the most dominant champions ever in 3-Dub. But that's a different story for a different time. Hell, to be quite honest, I don't need your credit. I don't need it, Now, that being said, my match, I don't even know what type of match this is, to be honest with you. Nobody knows what Matt 8-Star is going to pull out of his pocket, but at the end of the day, I'm at the top of my game. I'm in the best shape of my life. And I don't see anybody taking this belt away from me. I am as strong mentally as I am physically. And I just don't think, I know that it cannot be done right now. You know what? I'm gonna comment on something that you're saying here, Brandon Dixon. They lost, but whine about it. You guys have no idea, and I'm seeing this in a lot of the newcomers. You guys go out, you put on some of the best matches that we've seen in a long time. And I'm not going to say names because a lot of you take things to heart. A lot of you are overly sensitive, but if the shoe fits, wear it. So a lot of you guys take these things to heart, but I want to go on the record and say this. If you lose a match, own up to it. You lost. Hell, you earned that loss. You look good while losing. Wear it. Wear that loss like a badge. Instead of coming out here and saying, yeah, I lost or I didn't lose, I just didn't beat you. What kind of crap is that? Or you barely won. What kind of crap is that? You lost. You lost. Be a man and accept your loss. Instead of whining about it, instead of complaining about it, hell, if you lost and you feel like you should have won, ask for a rematch. But don't keep bitching about it. Don't keep whining and complaining about it, because the more that you do that, I mean, how do you expect your peers to respect you? And then this is the part where you come out and know how it goes. This is the part where you come out and say, well, I don't need anybody to respect me, blah. Yeah, you do. You do need some people to respect you. Because if you go anywhere in this company, anywhere in any other industry or company, you have to have somebody that respects you. Because if you don't, you end up being just like, what's the guy name? Long Island Ice Z or Ice T or whatever his name is. And that alone proves my point, because nobody even knows his name. Now, moving right along, we're going to start here with the power rankings, the top 25 power rankings. Are you guys ready for this? Because I am. Top 25 power rankings. This is combining both rosters. I agree completely. If you get knocked down, you have to get back up. I watched one of the guys, I believe his name was Havoc or something like that, one of these new guys to Bloodlust. I watched him win a match. He got busted open badly, but he kept going. He kept winning the match, even celebrating as he's wiping blood out of his eyes. That says a lot. That shows a lot. But anyhow, let's get over to these power rankings here. We want to get the show started here, and I got to get ready for my match. Well, apparently you're next, Brandon. Anyhow, top 25 power rankings. Number 25, Splinter. And again, like I said, this is a guy that came out of the audience while we were in Australia on tour, and apparently has signed a contract with 3Dub. I don't know much about him, but I will say this. He's number 25, is Splinter. Number 24 is Courtney Hood, better known as, or as you guys refer to him, King Red, number 24. Number 23 is the man who holds the record for the quickest win in 3Dub at 11.3 seconds, is Hollywood Dragon. Number 22 is the newest member, to my knowledge anyhow, of the Red Army, is Red Devil. Next, number 21 in the power rankings is Athena. Number 20 is BQ. 19, who's literally come out of nowhere, he's a newcomer, he's a rookie, is Devil Dog. And I do believe that this guy is going to continue to do some great things. They've already impressed me. Number 18, Alex Silverstar, who just won this phenomenal triple threat cage match against the one of the champions on Bloodlust. Next, you have, that's number 16, Jeroen. 15 is King Franchise. 14, Team Extreme. Next in the power rankings, Beard Money. Next you have, coming in number 13 is the Fireheart, Brandon Dixon. Number 12, Juice James. Number 11, Jason Thomas. And the top 10 power rankings for 3Dub this month are coming in at number 10, Rodriguez, the international champion. Number 9, Sandy Stars. Number 8, Austin Eric. Number 7, Azrael. Number 6, Zach Brooks. Number 5, the Extreme World Heavyweight Champion, Darius Carter. Number 4, Dennis Miles. Number 3, Ultimate Trash. Oh, I'm sorry. Agents of Protection. Number 2, Bella Roberts. Number 1, yours truly, James Black. And again, that is the top 25 power rankings. We've gone over the Blackout match card. We've done a Bloodlust recap as well. So right here, I don't feel the need to hang on to any more time. But we're going to wrap up this podcast. I do appreciate you guys being here. But I have a match to get ready for. I'll see you guys soon.